Why discriminate free? Let me see your bass face. Let me see your bass face.
I'm Sean Lever, and coming to Bowlers on Easter Saturday, absolutely legendary event. Shadow Demon Coalition, 15 years old, and we're going to celebrate that by catching up with a Shadow Demon Coalition legend, Trigga. Welcome.
How's it going?
We're going to go right back to the start of where you were. Where did it all start? When did you discover you were going to be an MC?
Well, I started MCing from like 7 years old, 8 years old, but as far as drum and bass goes, about 14, 15, I thought I was going to jump into the drum and bass scene, so at an early age.
And what music was around at the time when you went into it? Was it kind of a big jungle thing, or?
Yeah, it was more on that rap side of things. There was a lot of hip hop. I was influenced by hip hop at the time.
Yeah.
And when I started hearing jungle, I was like, this is something that's more to us. So I was like, more hip hop, rap, a bit of reggae as well.
So tell us about the journey that took you from starting out as an MC to actually eventually setting up Shadow Demon Coalition.
Well, I started off on pirate radio, so as all MCs and DJs will tell you, they've had some form of start at the pirate radio stations where it wasn't really legal, but we used to do 99.7 Love Energy, so it all started there really.
With Love Energy, who did you start out with at that time?
Started out with, not many of us made it. I kind of probably made it the furthest out of all of us really. It was Sapo, Devious D, DJ Direct. Sapo went on and done big things with labels and stuff and released music. We made music together. So I'd say Sapo went on and done well.
At what point did you realise you'd really kind of made it as an MC? And
wow, when I started walking around and people were like saying Trigga, seeing people looking at me thinking, what are you looking at, like they wanted to jump me or something, so I thought, have I made it? And then they say, could we take a picture? So I didn't know what was going on. So I decided when I got a bit famous, I couldn't really go anywhere, people were recognising me. So I was like, wow, I think that the lyrics actually doing something now.
Send it to one for your junglist girl. Send it to one for your junglist girl. Some of them are iPad, some of them are top, but I know you run the world. Send it to one for your junglist man. Send it to one for your junglist man. Send it to one for your junglist man.
So what got you started in Shadow Demon Coalition?
Shadow Demon was like, I used to look up to bass man's like one of my main inspirations in drum and bass. I seen him and Mickey Finn like 94, 95. I was doing my own thing, and then we linked up 95 Dark House days. That was like my old lighthouse. Hacienda, and then bass took me under his wing, so it was just a natural thing. Then started building Shadow Demon like 2000, around 2000, 2001.
Then it all kind of came together.
Yeah, it just came together from there really. It was a natural progression really.
When was it you kind of felt Shadow Demon Coalition was starting to really get to places? Was the industry quick to get on it, or does it took a lot of hard work?
Well, it's a load of hard work because it was like, no one don't book Shadow Demon, and it was a bit underground and it was a bit cutting edge, raw street, was putting all our street energy into the music. So at first people were like, no, don't book them, so we had to fight down all that, get past all the perceptions and stuff, and people seen that was really bringing a positive vibe through the music. So like 06 we started getting a lot of attention for it.
I mean, to similar crews that are starting up, maybe not necessarily in the world of drum and bass, but certainly that are meeting with that kind of persona at the moment and are fighting those kind of battles. What advice would you give to those those starting out in that kind of way?
Like we try to bring the street elements and we make street music across it, but always like respect the craft as well and respect the music in the scene, and don't really bring the streets into the music. You have to separate it, so just push the craft more and the positive side of things as well. That's what works, the positive energy.
The greatest achievement of Shadow Demon Coalition in 15 years?
Wow, the greatest achievement is like being one of the leading brands in drum and bass UK, and like Westfest, headlining Westfest and Finsbury Park, their major achievements. So
what are the best elements of your four partners in Shadow Demon?
The best elements, well, Sly's like major producer, so he's got the bass lines, he's got the sound set which creates Shadow, so his elements of production, promotion as well.
Yeah.
Shade is like a strong rapper and a grime artist, so he brings that side of things to, you know, Shadow Bassman. He's like a natural, one of the most natural, non-generic artists you're gonna come across. Nothing he really says or comes out of his mouth you will hear anywhere else. So everyone brings something different. I bring like the rap side and the reggae side as well, and then blend that as well. So we're all together a strong team.
First one comes from Simon O'Brien, personal favourite DJ of mine actually. For me, the best mixtape was Fabio Bassman Spider Det, tape from Amazon 95. What was yours and why?
Do you know what? That's a Simon, is it? Wow. That was definitely one of my favourite tapes. Being that he had all the legends on it of the time. The main guy, Spider, Det, Bassman. He had like some of the strongest, the most powerful voices in the scene up to this day and of that time, of that present moment. So that was definitely one of the tapes that I used to play to the end. Like I think I snapped it and sellotaped it back. You know, made it work again and had a few jumps in it. So I feel Simon on that one. Definitely, that was one of them. There was another Nicky Black Market, which I think was a Purex one, and I never forget like catching a set track he played with one of my lyrics on it. Yeah. That was like one of my favourite tapes because I knew then that I had like a power that actually caught my flow and actually sat on a track that I made it mine. I had a signature track, so when everyone's like, yo, Trigga, that's your track. So that Nicky Black Market set, I think from Purex 96, 97.
Brilliant. Your next question, by the way, comes from Mark McCrossan. Who do you rate as the best MC you have ever worked with?
Ever.
And I suppose as well, greatest MC of all time.
Yeah, I've worked with so many, but I'd say the greatest MC I worked with at the time of in drum and bass was like Stevie Hyper-D.
Yeah.
I think he had the most direct content, the most, like his lyrics were most potent to do with jungle. It was all directing, and he had the best formula at the time and presence. So I'd give it to Stevie Hyper-D. On the other hand, the most original was Bassman, so he was my inspiration, you know what I mean? Like, shots to the bass as well, you get me?
Craig William, please ask him what it was like and what it meant to him emceeing at one of the last nights of the Hacienda.
When I got a chance to do the Hacienda, that was like, I was a part of Manchester history, like, you know, I was young, even they let me in the club as well. Like, I was a bit too young. So.
Well, it didn't matter how old you were.
It didn't matter, I got in there and you know what, it was good to be a part of the history, and I felt good that I brought it from the underground, like in Hume, Moss Side, into the city centre, and everyone got involved, so it involved everyone. So I was happy with that achievement there.
The final question that's come in is from Brent Mr. Bass, who is another fantastic DJ. Ask, why has it taken so long to bring this kind of lineup to Manchester?
Well, there was old like connotations, a lot of violence in the city back in the day, the wrong media, you know, media was on it, like making Manchester look bad, calling it Gunchester and stuff, so we had to like cut down the night, secure the people, you know, there's a lot of rubbish going on, but you know, we've turned over a new leaf in the city now. It's looking good, we've got the nights going on big now, but we went through a lot of struggling to get the clubs, and they didn't want to give us a late night licenses and stuff, you know, to run the nights because of old connotations and violence, but we've passed that now, and it's time to bring it again, you know, bring the positive vibes in.
Time to show your appreciation. Say Shadow. Shadow.
I mean, you were talking earlier about some of the workshops you were looking at doing as well.
Yeah, of course, I'm looking to do some motivational speaking, some gang awareness stuff, you know, to the children, like some things that happened in the past been wrote about, so I want to wake them up on that and you know, try directing them in the right way.
Yeah.
I'll show them something positive and show them that they can achieve and, you know, be what you want to be, you know, go forward.
Where are you going in terms of your production and what you're doing both on your own and with Shadow Demon?
Wow, with Shadow Demon we've got a lot coming. I've got like rolling, bounce, I've done crowd hype with Sly a few years back, that just to, you know, set the ball rolling and show people that we're going visual with drum and bass and what we're doing. That done a lot, got a lot of feedback off that, done bass face, crazy, gonna do a video to that, people are going off, it's like a trend, everyone.
Let me see your bass face. Let me see your bass face.
Showing us the bass face in the rave. So studio wise, we're sticking to the formula, what we're doing, got the songs, got a Trigga album coming, Sly's like forever releasing on higher stakes, Shady recording as well, so there's an effort going towards getting out the product now, like CDs, EPs and stuff like that, so That's on Sly side of things and Shadow.
15 years ago when you started Shadow Demon, the sound was kind of like quite a heavy sound, like I said, and as well you had sort of the Hospital Record stuff, you had the Dillinger sound as well. Then we've seen so much evolution in drum and bass to where we're at now. And I mean, how's the scene changed for you?
The scene's changed a lot. It used to be a lot more musical, like had reggae vibes in it, a lot more melodies, some vocals, singing and stuff. So when the music changes, the people change and come out to it as well, which I've noticed. It's gone more to some hard edge bass line, it's really noisy now, it's not as musical. MCs are finding it hard to MC over some of it as well.
Really?
You know what I mean? And people have made comments like it's not as, you can't dance to it, it's not as dancey and singy for the ladies. So it's changed a lot, but it has evolved, and without evolvement you become extinct anyway, so it's got to keep going forward. I think the scene's changed for the better as well, because all the young kids are involved. We've got to get the kids get into it, let them do their thing, innit? The veterans are still there, so there's a good balance, and you still got the Groove Rider, Mickey Finn still out there, Andy C, High. These are our first family, Ronnie Size, Brian G. They're still all running labels. So I think there's a bit more of a divide. You got like your hospitalities, then you got like you jump up with the MCs. See, hospital's not really about MCs, more of the hosts on there just hosting with the DJ. So it's got different angles, and you got Fresh and all them doing the charts. I think it's branched out, gone worldwide, and we've still got the underground elements.
People said it had lasted a year.
Yeah, and it's lasted when it's lasted lifetimes. I've got kids coming out like, oh, my dad grown up listening to you and things. I'm like, what? They're like, my dad brought me up to you. It's lasted a lifetime. Like they said, hip hop wouldn't last. It's a culture now. Going
back to the actual event, which is the 4th of April, the Easter Saturday, who are you looking forward to seeing yourself when you're not going to be on stage?
Oh wow, I always look forward to seeing the boys in it. I like watching X-Man, he's very good at what he does as well. Fearless. I like watching him. He's got one of the most authentic vocals in the game. He's never really changed what he does. Like, it just is what it is. It's like the Nike sign. I want to watch Groove Rider, which I always like to watch. Groove Rider is like, he's always been the man that's been pushing the boundaries, with the music. So it's always good to watch him. Some of the youngsters as well. So look out for like Haribo, Trigga, Arlo, Rowney, Props. Got Chimpo over there. I'm gonna have a look at them because I'm moulding that together as well. So you might find me in room 2 as well. Watch out for the PA. Bringing the youngsters through. Going through.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much for coming and joining us. I'm really excited about 15 years of Shadow Demon Coalition. And here's to another 15 years afterwards.
Definitely. Make sure you come down and join us. Remember, keep it Shadow, ShadowDemonCoalition.com. Shadow.
Bro. A big thanks to Trigga, and you can get your tickets for 15 years of Shadow Demon Coalition from numerous outlets. Soundbase Megastore, which is on Oldham Street in Manchester. You can come and see me at my shop, which is Void in Ashton-under-Lyne. You can also get them from Skiddle.com and various ticket sellers. Just check Facebook and you'll find out.
See your bass face.
I remember watching Hype play at Club of Hammer, going back to 15 years ago. Me and my DJ partner at the time here in Ding Dong Bass, and we were like,
nasty. Nasty.
It's that drum break, it's that drum break of Sappos though.
I've got some new things coming with Sappho, so be on the lookout, everyone.
To all my riders, let me see your bass face. To all my rollers, let me see your bass face.